not easy for Germany to come to India. India was under British rule. They were not very much in favor of bringing Germans here. That time, he was also offered a professorship in Trinity College, Dublin, so he went there. He didn't come, but his name is still there. He was elected. So that was the distinguished beginning. Great people becoming principals or presidents, distinguished work being done. It's a very famous academy. The second academy around was in 1934, the very next year, the year I was born. Another academy came in Bangalore, C.V. Raman started, Indian Academy of Sciences. That had its own. Raman's personality was reflected in that academy. Continues to be very vigorous, very active. And all along, there was an academy in Calcutta, which was our capital in those days, and Bengali scientists, especially not so well known, but Yukhi, a few others, many others actually, they started the National Academy of Sciences in Calcutta. Because that was in the seat of the government patronized that institute. British were directly involved. And the elections, they were always known as FNA. They still have. When the capital moved to Delhi, the Indian National Science Academy also moved to Delhi. And that still continues to be the government's representative. Any international organization, if India has to be represented, it will be the Indian National Academy. It's because of the government linkage. So we have three very well-known academies. The ambition of every scientist to be elected to one of these academies. And at a young age, Vega has done it. And these academies and research in which she has excelled, multiple sclerosis in Bulgaria, to set up a center for research that do what is nowadays called cutting-edge research. What happens at the molecular level? Can we do something about running it back? Can we reverse it? All these very difficult questions. I think all the answers will come from this. Research now, there is general recognition everywhere. I hear these talks, articles, research. Government wants to promote research. And many times I find the discussion is in terms of getting a higher rank, international ranking for the university. How many papers are you?
And today for me is a day to be thankful, to be grateful. And I would like to take a few minutes of your time to explain to you how I became what I am. So, when you borrow from a model of complex diseases, in complex diseases always you talk about the nature, the genetic pool that it makes you vulnerable for disease. And then you talk about nature, the environmental factors that shape or make you more prone for that disease. I think we can borrow from the same model for the making of a human. So in that sense, I was blessed abundantly, I like to think, by both nature and nurture. So there are always important people in your life who you feel tremendously influenced you disproportionate to the others. And I would say that I came from a very matriarchal family from Kerala, and my grandmother was the single most inspiration for me. And I know Professor Valitan would have met her, so he will agree with everything I say. She was an indomitable lady. She was a graduate in chemistry in pre-independent India. She held on to very responsible posts and retired in 1959, the year I was born. So I was an experiment for her in actually looking after small children because she was too busy before that looking after her children. She was an iconoclast in every sense of the word, very proud of her opinions. She stood by them. She was not at all afraid to say what she thought was appropriate based on her logic. And in many ways, I think I copied everything she did because she was my all-time hero. So some of you wonder where I got that attitude, let me tell you that it's all genetic. And you may say that, okay, she can't help who she is because it's all there in her gene flow. You know, my grandmother would have been very proud to have been here, and she is always there with me. Then you would also wonder, but you know, this kind of an attitude where you try to be independent in your thoughts, stay away from
multiple things, an investment of 16 crores. And which were the departments which was identified? One was the Department of Neurology, one was the Department of Cardiology, one was the Department of Oncology. See, it indicates to you, whenever a department decides about upgradation, one of the primary department which is considered for upgradation is the Department of Neurology. Because they have faith in the people who run the department. I feel the same thing about the oncology department, I feel the same thing about the cardiology department. I think the younger people who run the major department like medicine, surgery, and many other things, you should wake up and then express yourself that we need upgradation of facility. Take the Department of Surgery. The Department of Surgery, robotic surgery, is now become the thing with the passage of time. And it is time you should talk to your Vice Chancellor, you should talk to your Pro-Chancellors and impress on them the changes to come. Data is not one person. Obviously, we'll go to anybody and ask for something. But people see her from a distance. People understand her. She is one person who can ultimately deliver. Once that comes in, then merit alone becomes the criteria of deciding where the money should be invested. I compliment you for that. I also compliment the Department of Oncology and Cardiology for the work they are doing. And I believe with passage of time, this institution will become one of the foremost medical institutions in the country. We have, for the information of Dr. Vijayathan, I must tell you, we are the first Vice Chancellor of Maha University. We have taken a lot of measure to understand the growth of that institution. Today we are also a multi-speciality institution. We have multiple engineering colleges, we have multiple pharmacy colleges, we have a medical college, we have a dental college, multiple institutions.